Okay, penny shoppers, we have got to get into this penny clover confusion because there are so many pennies being missed, which means there's so many pennies still out there. I want to help clear it up for you so that you can score more. And we have now found 3 additional clovers that have pennied that were not ever talked about. So get ready. There are 2 green clovers that are pennies right now. So we will start with the Blueprints green clover. It is an S22, so you're going to see that S22 somewhere on the price tag, whether it's a hang tag on the back or on the bottom on a sticky tag. Also, you're going to see the green clover, and it's going to have a white background. And that is a complete list of those Blueprints green clover. Next up would be the Bees green clover. Now, it also is an S22. It's obviously green clover, but it has a yellow background, or I even found one that has a black background. All of these obviously are mainly bee related, but again, here's the complete list of every item in that whole section. Now, don't get confused. Like many things Dollar General, we have new green clovers. So there is a new one, but it is an S23 and the tag is completely different. So just make sure you pay attention to the details. Moving on to our purple clover, shades of gray. These are S22 as well. Now, everything's not a shade of gray in this whole collection. There's a lot of gold. So make sure, again, you're checking the tag. Purple clover on gray, S22. And of course, yes, there's another purple clover out there, and it's even an S22. But as you can see, it's a completely different line of things. So just remember, no matter what, if you scan it and it's not a penny, it's not a penny. Next up would be our only S23 clover penny right now, and that's our Safari. It's actually a pink clover with a yellow background. Now, I know some people are going to correct me here because they've done it in the past and say this is a purple clover. Now, in real life, we don't know if it's a pink or a purple clover because Dollar General is only referring to the name of the collection and not the clover. So I'm calling it what my managers call it, which is a pink clover. And then, of course, there's another pink clover out there. But again, the items look a lot different and totally different tags. Scan, scan, and scan again. We also had our sky blue clover penny, and that looks like it's a 2021. So far, we've only found 2 fake plants, but keep an eye out. Okay, let's get into these clovers. We're going to be quick, fast, whatever, because we're getting ready to run out the door for the candle glitch. Next up is the rest of the clovers that have pennied, not originally with the NCI flips, the clovers, or even the surprise. This is a whole different ball game, ladies and gentlemen, so try to keep up. I don't know. I'm trying to make it a little easier. So let me know what you thought about the explanations, okay? Okay, so we have here variety of our NCI clovers. Now, if you stop the video right now and you're like, I know I have that at my store, and I know I have that and that and that, and you run to your store and you find what you think is the exact same item, and then you say, well, it's not a penny. It's not a penny in my store. It's not the right item. It is. These are a penny in your store. But these items are also older. We're talking 2021 to 2023. So your store may have had them, may have had a lot of them, may not have had them, may have only had a few of them, may have sold them. There's many, many things that come into play. But first off, our purple clover, shades of gray. I just want to point out that they're not all shades of gray. Okay, I feel like it's a little misleading. Dollar General needs to work on that. So as you can see, there's also golds, a lot of gold. So, okay, there's gold, bronze, silver, black, gray. Yeah, okay. So you have the different leaf things, same as what's on the pillows, okay? The pillows with all the leaves, great. They go with kind of the leafy theme. Then you've got the pillows that actually are the shades of gray, right? And then they're going to go more with our actual different black and shades of gray. Like our tall vases, our short vases. These, the smaller ones have kind of a goldish little paint chips in them. The big ones, not as much. Then our big black, big ones and heavy. And then they just have like that whole copper thing around them. So there is, and this isn't all of them, okay? This is not all of them, but make sure you're checking everything, okay? But don't get confused with the other clovers because yes, there are other purple clovers. They are not these. So this one, it's a hang tag. It's going to be your stripe tag. This thing's heavy duty, okay? But again, these are S22s, and it'll say that somewhere. On a hang tag, on a bottom tag, it's going to say it, okay? But then we also have, I just wanted to show you like the candles and stuff because they blend in quite a bit. Because, of course, they have other candles that look just like them or very similar. So these actually have like paper tops to them, but a lot of times they fall out or people remove them. So, again, it's kind of a grayish color. And then it's got your purple clover on the bottom. Same with this one. This one is, I was going to say oak moss, lavender and oak moss, okay? But same thing, purple clover, S22 on the bottom. There are more than those. I have lost one along the way. I've already sent stuff like home with my mom and stuff. There are little ones with gold tops, glass jars. They also have the leaf design on them. There's a black one and there's a white one, I believe. Okay. We also have candlesticks. Any collection that Dollar General comes out with, you can almost guarantee there's going to be candlesticks. There's going to be trays or multiple tiers. It's kind of, you know, it's repeats. It's a lot of repeats. So they do have these in purple clover, but they also have these, I believe now, is core. I think these were originally like F21s and maybe went with Halloween before they spray painted some speckled stuff on them. Okay. Follow me here. That's why you have to find the exact item, exact UPC, same logo or symbol, okay, same year. Or it's just one of them that they've sent back out and they've changed it. Okay? Okay. Another thing they like to do is the 3 votive things. So this one is in fact a purple clover, okay? But then you also have our safari themed pink clover that has, well, look at that. There's 3 votives. And as most of you have probably figured out, there's also the newest, not purple, or I'm sorry, not pink clover, but the newest green clover. Basically has the same thing, except this is like black instead of this coppery weird. I think it just rusted. Okay, so they keep repeating things, so you've got to find the exact same item. Okay, our safari, I don't have very many visuals of those because they're the 23s. It's like they came out, then they were half off, or I'm sorry, then they were already discounting, and then I didn't think they were going to move because we've had clovers sitting since 21, 22. So my bad. But I did find a few. I found a couple of these. I found a couple of these. But again, pay attention to the tag. Hopefully the close-ups I gave you will help you. Moving on to the blueprints, which again, good, bad, whatever. The employees didn't know what to pull. Still don't know what to pull because there's so many surprise NCI pennies. Plus, they did not give them a list of these items. They did not refer to them as clovers. They referred to them as their collection name. So, blueprints. Fair enough. Look at everything blue. But there's also other things that are not blue. Same as there's other things that aren't shades of gray. Okay? So, it's a good thing for us. So, obviously, you do have your blue stuff. So, anything blue, check it. But they have vases. I didn't grab that one. They're very similar, but they're not the same vases. They're white and blue. They are not the green clover we're looking for. We are looking for the S22 green clover. Green clover on white, that's going to be your blueprints, okay? So obviously most of this is in fact blue. Usually there's also multiple sizes, so I believe this has a couple sizes. There's usually a couple different designs too. We have some like cards going on in the background if you hear any. 9-year-old. I think it's getting a little rowdy in there. So then we have stuff like, again, candles. Now, we usually have picture frames too, but again, they only come out with a handful of them. It's hard to find them. But if you see anything blue, then obviously you do want to check it. But your main thing is, it's the clovers you're looking for. You're just checking everything at this point because it's either a clover and it's already pennied, or it's a new clover, or it could be a surprise NCI penny. So they, again, similar candles. These are like all speckly like. This one still has the paper in it. So you see the blue prints and you see the green clover, right? Green clover, blueprints. They have one of these in basically every clover as well. They also have square ones with designs, wooden things, but they also have those in multiple clovers as well. Mainly the pink clover, I believe. The other pink clover has these, the square wooden things. Anyways, they also have Christmas ones that look very similar to this, except they're more like snowflakes. I have them. Okay. So these are also green clovers, blueprints. Fine, I'll move to the bee's knees. Most of the bees stuff, yes, you're going to be able, it's going to stand out because it seems bee-like, okay? But not everything's bee-like, and not everything stands out. So, one, just make sure you're checking in your wall art because these get stuck in the front because they're so short with a bunch of stuff in front of them. So just check for those. They do also, we have decorative boxes in the bee stuff. So make sure with all of the decorative boxes that most Dollar Generals have, see what these are mixed in with, okay? And then we have a couple of the candles I feel like blend in along with, okay, first the base. So this is another big boy, but technically I don't think it looks bee-like, but sure enough, it is your green clover, yellow background, S22 penny. I don't know, I don't see very many candles in plastic in Dollar General except for like the seasonal ones. And this one actually smells really good. But anyways, this has like a honeycomb, sure enough, design. It blends in quite well, but I literally have only seen it at like one store. So I don't know. Maybe they only sent out 10. But if you see this, definitely check it. And sure enough, even under all that wax shaving from the last 3 years or whatever, you can still see a green clover. Then there's this one, but I think this one is maybe one of our other, anyways. Okay, so this one, Honeysuckle Dream scented candle. It has flowers on it, but it is the green on black. I've got to check. I think that's the other surprise clover because, ooh, have I found more? Okay. They love sayings, words, and more words, and cursive, and bold, and metal, and wood, and I don't know everything. So just make sure you're checking everything. These are, in fact, green clovers. So let's see, that's a blueprint, and that's a bee. So this is blueprints, and this is the bees. Okay, but look at those group photos I included in there. That's going to show you, I mean, you can zoom in and out, you know, do screenshots, and you can see all of this is supposed to be on the tier tables when it first comes out, but it's, you know, it's been a bit. Okay, and this one's broken. I got it anyways. The white, I love this one, okay? Has a handle. Sorry, has two handles, actually. It's brushed, white, large, in charge. There's another one that looks like it, or 5. I don't know, but it is literally green clover, yellow background, $12. But it's not. It's a penny, okay? All right, purple clover, shades of gray. Green clover, blueprints, bee's knees. Pink clover, safari. Okay. Then we have the old green clover, which is the 2021, which all of it did not flip because that was the majority of what I had when the NCI surprise pennies happened, okay? Christie's Connections posted the original video that said, hey, we have NCI surprise pennies. So that caused me to go, whoa, I've got all these that have been sitting at half off. I wonder if they all pennied. In those were the green clovers from 21 because they've been sitting at half off forever. I didn't find any that had flipped. I believe Christy might have found one. Okay, anyways, fast forward. I was in a store that day, the next day, scanned the green clover old ones, F21s, just to be sure. They weren't pennies. They're still half off. Okay, move along. Week goes by. One of my paid members, my excellent, wonderful helper, was going through visuals, doing more visuals for surprise pennies, and she's like, hey, this one isn't in that, but it's a, and I'm like, no, it's not. That's where we get to, your miles may vary. That's right. Turns out, the lamps, number one, the lamps or your miles may vary. You may be finding those exact lamps, but they're not a penny in your store. I don't know why. I have found those exact lamps at many stores, along with many of the paid members. And we have over like 70 people now, 60 in the paid member chats. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of states. They aren't a penny at every store. So that's a your miles may vary thing. The green clovers from F21, I found one of my locals. They're not a penny. The store I originally started at that day that those actually went didn't go, but the other ones went, they were now a penny. And I have lots of shopping videos about all of this, but I don't have the time to get them up, so that's why I'm trying to do a summary for all of you. The summary is, if you see a clover, scan it. If you don't see a clover, scan it. If you see anything with the same name, same brand name as anything I've showed you in videos, you should scan it. But with all of that said, if you scan it and it's not a penny, it's not a penny. Okay, we've got to stop saying or try to, you know, and I was the same way in the beginning, okay, until it started to make sense. And I'll still have my moments. But when you scan it and you think it's a penny and it's not a penny, you need to question yourself. I hate to tell you, computers, robots, whatever, typically do know more than us. They just do, because they're like a system and we're like not. And so if you need to ask yourself, why isn't it a penny? What is it that's different about this than what the actual penny is? Oh, it's an S23. These are only S22s. Oh, it says, it has the black and white tag, and that tag's pink and white. Oh, it says Flow 2022. This one doesn't have a year on it. Okay, that's where I know a lot of people are like, I don't need to know all this extra information. And you're right, you don't need to know all this extra information. You don't have to watch these long videos 100, because then the rest of us can get the pennies you miss. I'm going to get some $2 candles. Buy one, get one free. All right. Have a good night.